Yo, what's up guys? So in this video, I'm going to teach you a trick that I came up with called 10 gauge. Now this trick is sort of a variation on a trick by Bruce Servan called Zauberkunst Triumph. The trick is not an actual triumph trick at all. What it is sort of a coincidence, sort of matching type trick, and I wanted to make it self-working, so I did. Well, there is a slip shuffle in there, but I wouldn't consider a slip shuffle hard to do. It's practically self-working. I kind of changed the whole presentation around to sort of like a do as I do type presentation, and I think you're really going to love it. Let's get into it. Okay, so here's the presentation on this. Sometimes whenever two actions happen at the same time, the same thing can occur with both things. That sounds confusing. I'll show you what I mean. So here, we'll do the same thing. All right, so do me a favor, take about half the deck for me. And so they take half, and we'll both shuffle these up. All right, so just shuffle yours up like this, and then when you're done, just put some on the table. All right, so they do that, shuffle those cards around, and put some on the table. We mix our packets like this. I mix mine, they mix theirs, and we just keep matching each other's actions. Ooh, the cards disappeared. I'm just kidding. All right, so now look, nobody could have predicted the outcome of these cards. And in fact, I'll give you some cards, and it doesn't have to be very many. So just real quick, just say stop anytime. Stop right there. Now look, what I'm gonna try to do is, like I said, match your actions. So I'm trying to match the amount of your cards the best way that I can. All right, so maybe that. Maybe I'll do a couple more times. Maybe, dang, I think I'm actually way off. That disappeared card trick kind of threw me off here. You know what? Do me a favor. Count the cards that you have, just so that we can make sure so that they do that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 cards. 10 cards. Well, that's definitely way more than 10. That might be 10, maybe 9, 8, I'm not sure, but that's definitely way lower than 10. But do me a favor, just pick a pile. This one right here. Hey, look at that, it's a 10. That's kind of a match, but what if you would have picked this one? Well, that's also a 10. That's got to count for something. What about this one? That's also a 10. You had 10 cards. That's crazy. What card did you get? And that's also a 10. A perfect 10. Alright, so this trick is reminiscent of maybe something you've seen Danny Ortiz do before, which is great, and, none of us can perform magic like he does, so this is a great way to start. So what you'll need is this. You want to get all the 10s on top of the deck, but one of them helps a lot if it's a marked card, okay? So what I mean by marked card is, obviously you've seen this before. My favorite thing to utilize, the corner pencil dot, okay? So this will be on top of the deck. 3 10s go on top. The marked 10 goes on top, and you want to put 9 cards on top of there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the 10 setup is 10 cards down. Okay, so the 10th card, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is the marked card. Okay, so now you will go through the presentation of, if we do the same thing, similar things can happen. All right, we'll try to get a match or whatever you want to say for the sort of do as I do theme here. Okay, so I like to start off with a shuffling procedure by John Kerry called Tag Team Holdout, which is just fantastic. See, we'll start off sort of matching each other's actions by shuffling the deck, alright? So you want to give them about half the deck, maybe less, okay? So maybe that many is good. And you ask them to, by demonstration, give it a good shuffle like this, and just give it a quick Hindu shuffle, but you don't want to shuffle past your 10 card setup, okay? So just shuffle about half, and you'll be fine. Okay, so put these back on top, but keep a break. Okay, so now after you do that, say take about half of these and put them on the table like this, and so they do that. Now what happens there is that whatever top stock you're trying to maintain will always end up back on top of the deck because of that break. I'll do it one more time for you. So remember, since you cut face up, your top stock is right here. So if you shuffle like this, about half of your cards and fling cards everywhere, Stop about halfway, keep a break. That's your setup. So what you want to do is cut there, keep a break, and put that on the table first. So that way your setup is still right there, right? So it just maintains that setup there. So you, by demonstration, you do that, shuffle, put some there, do what I did and do that. So pretend I shuffled there, take about half of those and put them there, and then we'll just repeat it, shuffle, put your cards here, they shuffle, they put their cards lastly on top. And that's the Tag Team Holdout by John Kerry. Thank you, John. Now you'll turn the deck over, and even though all the cards were shuffled, that all these cards were maintained. So now you say to them, look, we just need a few cards, so real quick, just say stop. And the reason why you marked that card is because you're gonna force these cards on them, all right? The first 10 cards, the bottom card of this packet being the 10 of spades card that you marked, all right? So there's a fly in here. So we just need a few cards for this. So anytime, just real quick, just say stop, and don't do it fast. And you won't it's a timing thing. You'll get it with performing. Don't be afraid of it. But if you want to direct them, say we just need a few cards. So emphasize a few cards and real quick. All right, a few cards and real quick are keywords there. All right, so we just need a few cards. So real quick, just say stop anytime. Stop right there, and just give them the 10 cards. That's all you're doing. You can see the mark, and just give them all the cards. Mark and then the cards there. All right, so they have 10 cards. Bottom most is the 10 of spades. Now you say, look, I said that we would try to match each other. So what I'll try to do is match your pile here, and all you're going to do here is 2 slip shuffles. Two slip shuffle forces on yourself. Okay, so you've seen it before. Basic slip shuffle like that. So and you do that by sort of looking at it, trying to study it, analyzing it, maybe right there. So now there's a 10 on top of your packet here. So do that one more time like this. Maybe I was a little off. I'll try it again. Maybe here. I'm not sure. I think I messed up. I think I really messed up here. And you want to give it an attitude that you're not sure, like you might be messing up, and then these might be a little bit off. And now you say, look, just so we can make sure, count the cards you have face down. So they do that. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And that'll put their 10 on top of their pile there. There's that damn fly. I feel like it's a Breaking Bad episode in here. Gotta sanitize the whole working station. All right, so now there's a 10 on top of each pile. So now you say, look, you have 10 cards. That might be a few cards off. That might be 10, I'm not sure, but that's definitely way less than 10. So pick any pile that you want, and ask them to pick any pile. Turn the top card over and say, ooh, a 10. Well, that matched your number. That's got to count for something. But what if you'd have picked this one? What would have happened? Oh, wait, that's another 10. There's no way that's the other 10. You gotta be kidding me. And really act surprised, and act better than I do, of course. Act surprised that all these 10s are happening. And for the final kicker, you say, there's no way. You had 10 cards, didn't you? What card did you get? And then they look at it, and it's, of course, the final 10. Because you're just, you're Walter White status badass here. I am the danger.